In this video, we will talk about what Formula One drivers think about Nikita Mazepin, such as Ralf Schumacher and Julian Palmer. So keep watching until the end of the video and let us get right into it. Nikita Mazepin, dubbed as Mazespin, has quickly established himself as one of the season's 3 rookies. He's not a bad driver. Nikita has taken a lot of heat for his on-track performance and off-track behavior. His status as a hired driver has questioned his place in Formula One. Despite his success in Formula 2, he was sponsored by his father. Furthermore, the Russian is not the only driver on the grid right now who has benefited from his father's achievements. We're looking at Lance Stroll and Nicholas Latifi, of course. Nikita Mazepin, son of a Russian oligarch, did not enter the highest level of racing without merit. Mazepin was a Russian cutting champion before he raced F1. In the 2014 CIK FIA Cutting Championship, he finished second to Lando Norris. There was a second in the GP3 Series and a third in the Asian F3 Championship. Finally, he participated in the Formula 2 Series, finishing 5th overall. In 2021, he will join Mick Schumacher in the house team. So what do you think the other drivers thought about Nikita Mazepin? Let's look at what Formula 1 drivers think of Nikita Mazepin. Nicholas Chiesa. After Nikita's actions were brought to the attention of the public, who was a member of the Minardi and Jordan racing teams in the early 2000s, stated that Mazepin disrespects the agreement made between drivers, especially in qualifying. When it comes to your behavior and conduct on the track, it makes a difference to know that whatever you do, Dad is always going to keep paying. Nicholas Chiesa is best remembered for his collaboration with Jos Verstappen at Minardi. Still, he also had a brief career in Formula 1, winning 5 Grand Prix fewer than Mazepin. The Danish driver has some additional options concerning Mazepin's approach, which he quoted, "You definitely can't have that mentality when you come from Scandinavian countries. We have to behave properly and do not do too much on our own initiative, until we've earned enough money to be able to say, okay, I'm good enough." Mazepin, according to Nicholas Chiesa, does not take his role seriously, because it's a given that he'll keep his seat no matter what. He only does it because his father supports him financially. Mika Salo. During the 1990s, he drove for Lotus, Tyrrell Ferrari, and Sauber, among other teams. His best year was 1999. He replaced Michael Schumacher, who was out with a broken leg. According to Mika Salo, who first disapproved of Mazepin's work, he has now altered his mind. Mika Salo stated, "At the time, we didn't know their car was going that bad. It's just a terrible car." Nikita has learned a lot since then and is now riding very well. Everything is much better than in the first race. Salo has also discussed why he believed Mazepin and his teammate Mick Schumacher frequently crashed despite being far behind, stating, "It's not normal, but when your car doesn't work very well, the only thing you can fight with is your teammate. They're almost 3 seconds slower than all the others, so it's quite logical that they're almost always next to each other on the track. Nikita is now almost matching Mick in terms of speed. That is why they're constantly facing each other." Ralf Schumacher. Ralf Schumacher, the brother of racing legend Michael Schumacher, and a highly skilled racing driver, has been quite vocal regarding Mazepin's ability as a driver. Mick, Ralph's nephew, is Nikita's teammate at Haas and has frequently suffered on the track due to his teammates' blunders. Ralph stated his thoughts about the young Russian. "If you look at the Russian's performance, this cannot be a reason. Relation to Mick in addition to sympathy and marketing effect. When Mick is better and Nikita isn't anywhere near Mick anyway." Ralph has been highly critical of Mazepin at times, even calling for the driver to leave the sport as soon as possible, saying, "Exclusion of Nikita during the current season is not an alternative because Mazepin brings a lot of money to the team. In my opinion, financial interest can be the only reason why the team boss keeps standing in front of Nikita." Nikita, on the other hand, has remained unaffected by the elder Schumacher's taunt and retaliated against the ex-F1 driver, stating that it is not appropriate for present and former racing drivers to put themselves above the commissioners and state. "What should have been done, they don't have any rights. At the same time, I respect the rules very much." Julian Palmer. Julian Palmer, a former Formula 1 driver turned broadcaster and analyst, is well known for analyzing racing situations. His thoughts on the different events that take place on most race weekends. Palmer was among the first to criticize Mazepin's announcing when the season began in Bahrain. Palmer stated, "Oh dear, oh no. So Mazepin has broke the gentleman's code of basically wait your turn and everyone gets a lap. He's gone past all the champions into the final corner and then he's got down to the first corner and spun. Way to make yourself public enemy number 1 on your debut." Palmer has begun to sympathize with Mazepin after a few months. unlike many other critics. Palmer commented on a radio broadcast of Toto Wolff's complaint about Nikita, saying, "We know the narrative against Mazepin comes in with huge backing. He's not the most popular driver and is not doing well. We all know Nikita has made the bad boy a way back. So, for sure F1 always broadcasts their comments about him because people like to listen to it. If they broadcast nice and sweet things said about other people, then nobody would care. So I think it's a little bit attention grabbing from their side, but we're part of the racing show business, so it's part of it." Jenson Button. The 2009 world champion spends most of his time outside of racing as a Sky TV analyst. Button was visibly upset when discussing Mazepin's racing career and had harsh words for the youngster. It was a little bit too aggressive from Mazepin. It doesn't matter what happened in qualifying, and it shouldn't affect the way you drive in the race, and if it does, you're in the wrong sport because this is a dangerous sport. He also added some words of wisdom for the Russian driver, who has been the target of numerous mistakes discovered by other drivers, mentioning, "A team makes mistakes. We all make mistakes, even your teammates. But it's about how you react to these mistakes that makes you the person and the racing driver that you are. You just have to talk something out, discuss the problems, and then you come to the track the next day, and it should be a new day looking ahead." Finally, Button expressed his opinion of Nikita, saying, "If he wants to have a long career in Formula 1, then he has to change his mind. He's way too aggressive. He can do it. Do not react to such a situation. It's common knowledge at this point that the Haas team's cars are widely uncompetitive, yet Mazepin has braved through a lot of hate. Unlike his teammate Mick, even before he could make his F1 debut. This is primarily due to a groping incident that went viral on social media, as well as prior altercations during his F3 campaign. Moreover, his ability to spin in nearly every race does him no favors. Mazepin's situation seems to be improving, but he gradually improved on the track. He even broke down after a bad performance in Brazil. He seems to have changed. He may be on his way to proving his doubters wrong. These drivers appear to despise Mazepin as a racer. So do you think Nikita Mazepin is as bad as these men say he is? Or do you think they just didn't see the good in him? Let me know your thoughts and comment down below. When you talk about Nikita Mazepin, despite his fame, Mazepin has been F1's most minor remarkable performer this season. It is not due to a barrage of blunders. It is only a matter of the cold, hard fact that his overall speed has been insufficient. Have you ever wondered why Nikita Mazepin is a Formula 1 driver? We created a video where we will show you. Click the video right on your screen now.